Howdy folks, and welcome back to Red Dead Redemption 2. We finally made it out of the mountains, we're safe and sound in Horseshoe Overlook where we've just set up our camp, and for those of you who were complaining that there didn't seem to be an awful lot of interaction up until now, this is where the game really starts.
Got off the mountain and rode east into some pretty enough country called the Heartlands. Ain't been this far east in many a year. Dutch seems a little better. His eyes are sparkling once more, and I can see he's thinking a little clearer. I think we all feel a little happier, despite of Blackwater and that whole mess.
Arthur?
Jose?
Quite a day.
Let's hope so.
There's a bunch of the boys already in Valentine. Bill, Charles, and Javier. And Swanson found something down at the train station by the lake, apparently. And Strauss came back with that creepy little smile on his face. I'm sure there's a whole list of unfortunates he's forced money upon.
Thank you. And you?
I'm gonna read a book.
So, this is your camp. It's pretty basic at the moment, but throughout the course of the game you're going to be unlocking various different upgrades for it.
Oh, Arthur, my boy. My dear boy.
What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing at all. For the first time in weeks, nothing. We're free. We're free to plan our own futures once more.
I hope so, Dutch.
You kept the faith, Arthur. You always kept it.
And I ain't losing it now.
Right, let's take a quick look around just to introduce you to the basic facilities available in the camp. That was Dutch, obviously. Outside of his tent is the collection box. The camp takes its cut of all of the money that you make. If you're on a job, anybody involved in the job splits 50% of the take, and the other 50% goes to the camp. You can also top off the collection box with donations of your own, and it's from the money in the collection box that all of the camp upgrades are paid for. That's Miss Grimshaw. She basically runs the camp. If anyone isn't pulling their weight, she'll be one of the first to let you know. Don't mess around with this Grimshaw.
Good morning.
That's Pearson. He's the camp cook. He's responsible for feeding everybody. You can pick up provisions from his wagon, although he doesn't have a very good selection until you upgrade the wagon. And the food available in the cooking pot over there is not particularly good right now. You should always make an effort when returning to the camp to hunt something to give to Pearson to improve the quality of the food. Tied to the tree over there is Kieran, the O'Driscoll boy that we captured on the way here.
You're Arthur, right?
My name ain't no concern of yours.
I'm hungry.
I don't give a damn.
Look, you seem like a decent feller behind it all.
Then you ain't a good judge of character.
Yeah, well, we'll leave it there then.
That's Pearson's wagon. That's where you're going to be handing off any food that you've caught on the way back to camp, and providing you've unlocked the leatherworking tools for the camp, Pearson's also a rather good leather worker and can provide you with some upgraded equipment. This is Herr Strauss. He's an Austrian. He runs the medical wagon and the money lending business that the gang operates on the side. Anybody who can't pay back their debts to Herr Strauss can expect a visit from you. This is the scout campfire. You can sit down here to chill and relax and also do some crafting. And that's Micah.
Got you there, tough guy.
Just name the place, my friend. Just name the place.
Micah's only been running with the gang for about 6 months, but he's already got something of a reputation as a nasty, vicious, mean killer. You're going to be doing jobs with Micah, and they're usually going to involve lots of people getting shot, usually for no good reason. This is Dutch's tent. That's where you can hear the music coming from. He owns a gramophone, and that box on top of the barrel is the collection box. The camp only has just short of $9 to its name at the moment. We're desperately short of medicine, food, and ammunition, but you can always donate here to top up the camp funds. At the moment, no upgrades are available. On the barrel next to the collection box, there's going to be a ledger, but to unlock the ledger, where you can actually purchase upgrades for the camp, you're first going to have to do some debt collection missions for her straps. This is your tent and wagon. It's where you sleep. It's also where everybody draws their ammunition around the back of the wagon, and there are some facilities here, including a shaving mirror. It's been a couple of weeks since I last had a shave. Yeah, that'll do. Left untended, your hair will grow to a pretty decent length, but if you want it to grow beyond a certain length, you're going to have to apply hair tonic, which you can buy from a general store, or if you're lucky, loot from dead bodies. The footlocker by your bunk also contains your wardrobe, and if you want, you can spend many happy hours playing dress up, although the range of outfits available at this point in the game are pretty limited, and if you want to purchase more, you can browse the catalogue in a general store, or if you're in a big city, go to a tailor. This idle son of a bitch is Uncle, and I'm not really sure what he does other than lie around all day, drinking whiskey and complaining about his back.
Ow! Whoa, whoa! Careful not to work yourself to death there, Uncle.
I was thinking.
Yeah, does it pay well?
Oh, eventually.
So, while the rest of us are busy stealing, killing, lying, fighting to try to survive, you get to think all day.
Well, it's a strange world we live in, Arthur Morgan.
Hey, you want to head into town? See if we can find anything out?
Sure, I got some errands to run.
Great. Go check the horses are ready.
You gonna take the old man into town? You take us too?
Well, what you got planned?
Nothing. We'll find something for y'all to do. We always do.
We're bored out of our minds. Been cooped up here for 2 weeks now. Karen's about ready to murder Grimshaw.
Well, can Miss Grimshaw spare you?
Can Miss Grimshaw spare you? What's happened to you, Arthur? 3 young, healthy women want you to take them a robbing. You're worried about house chores. Let's go.
Fair enough. You got me. Come on then.
I can't believe we're going to see civilization. Feels like weeks since we did.
Yeah, Valentine. Very embodiment of civilization. You ladies are gonna love it.
Okay then. Let's go.
All right. Out through the trees here, then take a left.
This is Karen, Mary Beth, and Tilly, seated from front to back, and they're a good bunch of girls. Karen in particular has got a very good nose for trouble and profit. We're heading into the town of Valentine, which is the nearest town to camp. It's a stock town, mostly trading in sheep and cattle. Lots of cowboys. There's a stable, saloon, general store, sheriff's office, hotel, train station and post office, and that is pretty much about it. Some of the gang are already in town and we're heading there to meet them.
Ladies, sing us a song.
I got a girl in Ferryville. Can't be screwed 'cause she's too damn ill. So I don't go down there no more. There's a blue horse laying outside her door. I had a girl in Valentine. Likes to drink that fancy wine. Blue and her hat was 2 feet tall.
right here.
Cracking
It's
her
quicker.
pants paid for it all.
I said they were good girls. I didn't say they were particularly cultured.
She won't stay still. Kicks and squeals and farts and hollers. Won't take less than $7. I got a girl in Barry. I messed it up. I got a girl across the lane. Hair down there like a horse is made. I got a girl and she's got a thing. Fits my feet are like a diamond ring. I got a girl in Valentine. Likes to drink that fancy wine. Bloom in her head is 2 feet tall. The crack in her pants pay for it all.
Yeah, I thought that coach up ahead was going a bit fast.
Is one of you going to get that fella's horse?
Oh, I got lumbago. It's very serious.
Yeah, I thought you might say something like that, Uncle. Well, I guess I'll do it.
I thought you wanted to head into town.
Yes, but this won't take long. Look at the poor fella.
Well, the guy doesn't know how to collect his own horse. Alright, fair enough.
Lumbago, really? You all right there, friend?
Oh, hey, you couldn't help me get my other horse back from over there, could you? I'd really appreciate the help. I'm worried this one here will bolt on me too if I leave him.
Sure, no problem.
Thanks. It's the white one over there.
This is actually quite useful experience for later on. There are lots of herds of wild horses scattered across the plains, and you can actually tame your own horse, and this is sort of teaching you how to do it. The trick is not to spook it any more than it already is, or it's just going to bolt and run off. So, nice and slowly, nice and quietly approach the horse. Once it's calmed down a little,
It's okay.
move a little closer, reassuring the horse all the time. And once you get close enough, without it running off on you, well, since this is a domesticated horse, I can now grab the reins and lead it back to the coach driver. If it was a wild horse, and yes, it is taking a dump, horses do that a lot in this game, but since it's a domesticated horse, I can just take the reins and lead it wherever I want. If this was a wild horse, you then have to mount it and try to tame it. And that's all kinds of fun. And we'll be doing some of that in a future episode. It's certainly the cheapest way of getting yourself a better horse, but for now we're just going to return this shy horse to its owner and be on our way into the town of Valentine.
Here you go.
You're a gentleman, sir. A gentleman.
No, not really. I was just trying to impress the women.
Well, anyway, thank you.
So, we just performed a good deed, and that's increased our honour. Increasing your honour has all kinds of useful benefits, not least of which include cheaper prices from stores.
Come on, let's go.
To Valentine!
You're turning into a regular old fairy godmother there, Arthur.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you got a heart. A small one, perhaps, hidden deep inside, but a real one. And you haven't, you repulsive old lizard.
Well, lizards have hearts.
Well, Arthur, I'm proud of you.
To be honest, if you lot hadn't been here, I probably would have robbed him.
Well, you did it.
That is also an option. You're going to find all kinds of people out in the world in various different kinds of trouble, and you can choose to help them out, or you can just ignore them and go on your way, or you can stop and rob them at gunpoint. I'm not entirely sure what the consequences of having a particularly low honour are in this game, but I suspect it's probably nothing good. Although there must be some kind of benefit to it. Of course, any witnesses to your various different crimes are going to report them if you give them the chance, and that will result on a bounty being posted on you. The higher the bounty, the more bounty hunters are going to be coming after you in larger groups. As the severity of your crimes increase, the local sheriff will round up a posse to come after you, and if you're a particularly bad man, you will attract the attention of the US Marshals, and you really don't want that.
Decent little town.
Other people. Finally.
Look at all that snow on the mountains. Sure don't want to be back up there.
You think we should have asked Molly to come with us?
Oh, no. Miss O'Shea is far too high and mighty now for the likes of us. Or to do any real work. She's a society lady now.
Let's park up down the end there, near the stables.
Caught me off guard right there. The heck's the matter with you?
All right. Here we are, just like I said. The cultural center of civilization. Man at his finest.
Uncle, what are we doing?
Well, we're gonna do what any self-respecting maniac does. Put the women to work.
With pleasure. We'll start at the saloon.
Okay, just stay out of trouble and don't get yourselves noticed.
Right, I need to get something from the stores.
Okay, well, we'll see you at the general store when you're done.
Come on, ladies. Imagine we're in Paris.
Come on.
So that's how you see yourself, is it? A maniac?
Well, in my youth, I used to be known as the one-shot kid.
Okay. I'm not gonna ask why.
You are a sad man, Arthur Morgan. But I know you love me.
Desperately. You're my favorite parasite. No. Ringworm's my favorite parasite. You're my second favorite parasite.
Very funny.
I lied. Ringworm. Then rats with the plague. Then you.
Shut up. This is the place now. Come on.
Morning.
So, what do you need?
Hell, a drop of whiskey for a start. You know, something to pass the time while we're waiting on the women.
Always thinking ahead, ain't you?
You're looking a bit tired there, Arthur. Why don't you pick up some coffee while we're here?
Full stock list in the catalog here on the counter. Whiskey's on the top shelf, nearest the door.
You can browse the shelves if you want. Everything available for sale is going to be there, but it's just more efficient to go straight to the counter and browse the catalogue. General stores do have a wide selection of goods and services available. That's why they're called general stores, but you're not going to find the same range of horse care at a general store as you would at a stable, the same range of weapons at a general store as you'd find at a gunsmith's, or the same range of clothing options available at a general store as you'd find at a tailor.
So, you're actually buying for once? Are you feeling all right?
See this? Young folk got no respect for their elders no more. What do you reckon? The lamb or the sausage?
Well, this here's a sheep town. The lamb's the best in the state.
Now I know what the smell is.
Well, that's a ripe cheese, all right.
Still, you can always count on a town at least having a general store, even if it doesn't have a huge range of other services. Well, that's the coffee bought. We're done here. Let's go and wait for the girls.
Oh, here's to your good health, sir. And to being down here off that mountain.
Absolutely.
It's a funny world, you know. This time in my career, I pictured myself being married to an heiress.
Gentlemen, I think I got something good.
What?
I snuck into this fancy house. Acted like a servant girl. Usually works. Someone was saying her sister was taking a trip from New York or someplace. Train full of rich tourists heading to Saint Denis and then cruising off to Brazil.
Okay.
A train laden with baggage and passing through a bit of deserted country at night as to get to the docks in time for the tides in some place called Scarlet Meadows.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, it's right out near New Hanover. Right, it's real quiet out there.
Sounds good. Where's Tilly and Karen?
I think at the hotel. They were picking up some drunken fellas that they was gonna rob.
Why?
It seemed easy. They have been gone for quite a while.
I guess I'll go see if there's any trouble.
Oh, there's Tilly over there. That does not look ideal.
Excuse me.
Get your hands off me.
You thought I wouldn't find you, Tilly?
You can go kiss a damn snake for all I care. Get off me! Get off of me!
I've been looking too long.
Well, I can intervene directly or I can attempt to defuse the situation, but I find the direct approach is usually the most effective. People tend to focus their attention when they got a gun pointed at them.
You want to find out?
I don't want to just shoot this guy in broad daylight in the middle of the town, of course, but he doesn't necessarily know that.
A big mistake, Tilly Jackson.
Just get lost.
I ain't doing this with you.
Oh, wait for Uncle and Mary Beth. They're across the street.
Okay.
Oops, fat fingers. I hit the take cover button. Still, that's Tilly taken care of.
Uncle, look after her. I'm gonna go see about Karen in the hotel.
Right, that's the saloon, not the hotel. Oh, yellow search area indicated on the minimap. This is the hotel down here. So, Karen's taken a John back to one of the rooms in the hotel in order to rob him, but she's been gone a while. So, she's in one of these rooms.
Well, get the hell out of
Oh,
here,
not that one.
Sorry, wrong room.
Here's something breaking in the next room down. This must be it. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I do make a bit of a meal of kicking this door down, but I'm new to using a gamepad. It's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. There we go.
Hey!
Hey, you!
A friend of hers.
Get out of here, buddy. I paid.
Ain't paid to hit her, you goddamn animal. Come here!
I paid for nothing.
As you can see, I figured out which button you press to block attacks, but I haven't quite yet figured out the button that you use to deliver a punch of your own. Oh, there it is.
What the hell are you doing here?
Trying to play him. Not very well.
You okay?
Fine.
You sure?
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. Just men, but stupid bastard was boasting about the bank.
The bank?
Sure, I know small town banks are usually a waste of time, but this is a livestock town. There's lots of cash sometimes.
Okay. Keep investigating.
I will.
Pretty poor choice of John. I mean, she got some useful information out of him, but if she was going to rob him, I just looked at him and he only had 65 cents on him.
Hope everything's okay up there?
Yeah, there's no problems up here. Not anymore, anyway. Let's get Karen back to the others.
You. Thank you, Arthur. I don't much like being saved, but when I have to be.
I understand.
You okay? Sure. He only punched me. Arthur punched him a lot harder.
All right, then.
Hey, who's that guy over there looking at us?
Weren't you in Blackwater a few weeks back?
Oh, shit.
No, sir. Ain't from there.
Oh, you were. Well, I definitely saw you with a bunch of fellers.
Me? No. Impossible. Listen, buddy, come here for a minute.
I saw you.
Come here.
Come on, get!
I don't like this. Me neither. Go get the girls home. I'm gonna go have a word with our friend.
Be careful, Arthur.
Just a word. Yeah.
Now, this is how you deal with a witness. Well, it's one of the ways that you can deal with a witness. You can just let them go on their way, but they will find somebody to report a crime to, and there'll be a bounty posted on you. You have a limited number of time to catch and deal with the witness before they report your crime. This guy obviously recognised us from the failed job in Blackwater that we're all on the run from. Now, what happens when you catch your witness, if you catch them, is entirely up to you. There are a number of ways of ensuring that they keep their mouth shut. You can threaten them, you can beat them up, you can shoot them. Just be careful nobody witnesses the shooting, or you're going to have another witness to deal with. And this one's rode himself right off the edge of the cliff. So how are we going to deal with the witness from Blackwater? We really don't want the Pinkertons or the US Marshals knowing that we're here in Valentine. I could rescue him and talk him into staying quiet.
Why are you telling lies about me?
No. I got it wrong, partner. I got it very wrong. Now, please help me up.
I ain't never been in Blackwater.
Then why are you chasing me?
I've got an unfortunate face.
Yes, me too. Now please, pull me up. Please. I made a mistake.
No, I'm not prepared to take the risk. That, of course, was a somewhat dishonourable action. So there's my bad deed for the day. Now at this point, I can ride back into town and meet up with the boys. Or I could make matters worse by stealing the guy's horse. Unfortunately, an honest stable won't pay a huge amount of money for a stolen horse. I mean, it's not necessarily stolen, but if you don't have the ownership papers, you're not going to get a lot of money. There are unscrupulous people around who will pay decent money for stolen horses, but I don't actually know any of them yet. I'm new in town. But with the witness dealt with, it's time to meet the rest of the boys in the saloon.
Alright, there we go. Oh, Arthur, come here. Come over here. I want you to meet our friends.
Pleased to meet you.
Well, you just a tough-as-teak mountain man.
Oh, you be quiet, Anastasia. Anyone can tell this one is a pussy cat.
Exactly. Yes, he's a pussy cat. Ain't that so, Arthur?
Whatever you say. How much you cost, anyway?
Well, ain't that a nice way to talk to a lady?
Oh, I didn't know I was talking to a lady.
Smooth, Arthur. Real smooth.
Well, I must say, you got a fine way with the women, amigo.
Yeah, regular dandy and a charmer. Where's Bill?
Oh, man. I dread to think about it.
Here he comes.
There he is.
Watch where you're going.
Are you about to kiss that guy or punch him?
Yeah, that's Bill Williamson for you. Kids, we got ourselves a barroom brawl. Damn it, I lost my hat again already. This fella can take a beating. Ow, that was pretty vicious. Strenuous activities, like fighting, provide health experience. and this will increase your health bar. Bill looks like he could use a hand. Oh, he's a big bugger.
Come here, you little greaser.
That is Big Tommy.
Let's get it done. Yeah, hit like a girl.
Looks like Javier could use some help, but I'm going to have to deal with this cowpoke first.
Javier could use some help.
Yeah, I can see that.
You want some too, huh?
Oh, not the window.
Come on, pretty boy.
Pretty boy? You're kidding me. Pretty boy?
I'm really impressed with the way, well, I got thrown out into the mud and I'm covered in mud. This works when you're out hunting as well. For example, if you skin an animal, pack the skin away and then hoist the dead deer, for example, over your shoulder in order to stow it on your horse, your shoulder ends up covered in blood. The game is full of little moments of attention to detail like that that really add to the experience. Uh-oh. Got me in a chokehold. Need to get him off. I really am covered in shit now, aren't I? And you can see the damage that we're inflicting on each other just by looking at our faces. Again, attention to detail. Landed a solid one on him there. And again. Oh, I think I might be losing this fight. That does not look good. Come on, get off me, you big oaf. He's trying to break my arm. Right in the happy sacks. Yeah, that put it down. He doesn't seem to have had enough.
Stop! Stop! Please! Please! I beg you, stop! Come, sir. You won the fight already. Surely that's enough.
What business is it of yours?
No business. No business, sir, but please, I beg you.
Well, I'm in a pretty bad old state. I can't afford to win many more fights like that.
Making new friends again, I see, Arthur.
Uh-huh.
Look who we found sniffing about.
This
Josiah Trelawney.
is Josiah Trelawney.
Well, I thought you'd gone to New York.
And miss all this glamour. You must be joking.
How are you?
Well, quite well indeed. I went to Blackwater looking for you gentlemen. You're not very popular there, it seems. Ah, Javier and Charles. I've missed you. And Bill looking as well as can be. Gentlemen, always a pleasure.
You're right. We ain't too popular in Blackwater.
We left a lot of money there.
And young Sean, it seems.
Sean, you found him?
Yes, I have. He's being held by some bounty hunters, trying to see how much money the government will pay them. I know he's in Blackwater, but there's talk of them moving.
Well, if we step foot in Blackwater... Well, then we're dead men for sure.
There'll be Pinkertons all over the place, but if he's alive, we gotta try.
Yeah, of course.
It's you they want, Dutch.
Always is. Charles, go find out what you can, carefully. Josiah, take Javier. Arthur, go get yourself cleaned up. Join them when you're ready.
Well, what about me?
Well, exactly. What about you?
What does that mean?
Oh, Bill, come on.
Well, I am in a right old state. I mean, I've cleaned up my face, but I'm covered in mud and horse shit. And I've lost my hat. Although, you never permanently lose an item of clothing. It's always available from your wardrobe back in the camp. Still, I could use getting all of this shit off my clothes. Luckily, hotels, as well as rooms, also offer bathing and laundry services.
Oh, it's, you.
Yes, it is. Last time I checked.
I really don't need any more trouble.
I didn't come to make any. I was just protecting a lady.
Well, all behind us now, I suppose. So what is it you need? A bath, perhaps?
Oh, you noticed that, did you? Who are you, Sherlock Holmes? What was it gave me away? Was it the stench of horse shit that came through the door with me? Yes, I'll take a bath, please. Don't worry, I know the way, I think. If the minimap's any indicator, it's down this hallway. Oh, there we go. Sign on the wall. This is the bathroom. Right, let's get ourselves cleaned up. That does look good. If you stick around in the bathroom for too long, this came as a, I don't want to say pleasant surprise, we'll just say surprise and leave it at that.
Someone to take over for you.
There it is.
Sure, why not?
A deluxe bath for an additional 50 cents.
Sit back and relax, hon.
I'm saying nothing.
You'll leave this place feeling brand new, you know.
That is one way of putting it. What is she doing? You know what? This is a family show. I think we're going to wrap this up here
Let me know if
and
I'm
move on
scrubbing too
swiftly.
hard, okay?
So, now that we're all clean and refreshed, I'm going to go and investigate this white question mark on the map. A yellow question mark is a gang plot mission. White question marks are non-plot related, but they're often worth chasing up.
Come on, sir. Try to remember. What really happened at Sylvia's Saloon back in '76?
Just a lot of bunk, Plato. It's just a lot of bunk.
It's not bunk, Mr. Calloway, sir. It's history.
Ancient history, done and dusted. The dead got off lucky, the living gotta keep suffering. Same as always.
But did you shoot the Newton
Who's
twin?
your friend there?
Put that in your fucking book, Plato.
This is Jim Boy Calloway. The Jim Boy Calloway.
Who?
The gunslinger. Fastest left-handed draw that ever drew breath. He once killed 14 men in a fight at Lucy Hollow.
What are you waiting for?
How do you mean?
Well, I reckon right now, kill him yourself.
I don't want to kill him. I want to deify him. He's a god. I'm trying to write his biography.
And how's that going?
I think I prefer the duel. Either I'd kill him and be able to be Baltimore's finest ever gunslinger, or he'd kill me, and I could be set free from ever having to speak to him again.
Well, you're starting to understand something very important.
What's that?
The joys of gunslinging. It's win-win, freedom or glory.
That's brilliant. I'm gonna write that down, if I may.
Be my guest.
What's your name?
I don't have a name.
But you are a gunslinger.
Not really. I mean, folks who need shooting, I try and shoot in the back. All that other stuff, it's, well, bunk.
But you fought duels.
Once upon a time, I may have.
And you ain't interested in fame.
I don't think so.
Strange. But you like fortune.
I need money, sure.
Okay. Then forgive me, mister, if I seem a little desperate. I am a little desperate. This book, I've got to make a thing of it, and, well, there's a whole list of gunfighters. Legends, every last one. Emmett Granger. Flaco Hernandez. Billy Midnight. Black Bell.
Never heard of them.
Maybe you can go and speak to them. Ask them about Calloway. Any of them get uppity, shoot them. I can't believe I just said that, but...
You want me to go and find some sad, deluded fools like him, ask if he was the greatest, and then if they get uppity, shoot him?
Does sound a lot worse than it did in my head.
How much you paying?
Well, a lot. Half the proceeds of the book, if you help me get it written.
I'll see what I can do.
Ha! Oh, get photos.
Okay.
And there are notes on the back of those portraits that should lead you to him.
I'll see what I can find out.
I imagine we'll be stuck here upon your return. Here are some other flophouse.
So, I've just collected a job to go and interview a whole bunch of old gunslingers for the fella in the saloon. The pictures that he's provided will help you to identify them, and he's also provided some useful notes written on the back of the photographs. Once you accept this mission, the locations of the various different 4 retired gunslingers will be marked on your map. In addition to the cash that doing this job will earn you from 50% of the proceeds of the book that he's going to write on these old gunslingers, each one of them is also going to reward you with a unique weapon. Now, most of these folks are actually located a fair old distance away, except for one, Emmett Granger. He's actually not too far away from Valentine. The thing about Emmett Granger, though, is that when you read the notes on the back of the photographs, while the other 3, Black Belle, Billy Midnight and Flaco Hernandez, are all notorious killers, there's never actually been any definite proof that Emmett Granger has killed anybody. He's certainly been present at the scene of various killings, and turned federal witness in one particular case, but has never actually been brought up on charges of murder himself. This is where he lives. This is his pig farm. And there's the man himself. Let's go and have a chat.
Nothing good come of this.
Hey, you.
What do you want?
Howdy. You Granger?
That's my name. And my occupation, too, if you hadn't noticed.
Weren't always like that, though, were you? Used to be a quick draw guy. You knew Jim Boy Calloway?
Used to be's correct. Them days are long over. And who might you be?
Don't matter. I need you to tell me about Jim Boy. Just a quote for a book.
A book about Jim Boy? Well, shit. I can't talk to you now. Look at me. I'm knee-deep in hog crap.
Well, don't mind me. We can talk while you work.
I ain't talking and shoveling. Besides, a young man like you would get it done in half the time.
I don't know about that.
What's to know? You interested in the old days? You shoveled this shit, I tell you some stories. You keep your hands clean, I don't give you squat.
God damn it. These better be some stories.
Oh, they are. Pick up the fork and get to work. Or get out of here and stop wasting my time.
I'm gonna do this for you, but I don't like it.
Jim Boy weren't nothing, you know. Me? I killed men, women, and children, too. Animals. I even killed rocks. And I killed them good. I shot folks, stabbed folks, skinned folks. I scalped some. Boy, they scream when you scalp them.
Hey, let me work.
Don't know what got into these hogs, but I know what's coming out of them. I bashed folks, butchered folks. I burned folks alive. Buried folks alive. One time,
Hey, I get it, all right? You're mean. What about Calloway?
You have no idea, girlie. By a effeminate type like you, I'd probably have chopped your head off, stuffed you, and eaten you like a sausage.
No doubt.
That's a sloppy one.
I seriously doubt this loudmouthed old fart ever killed anybody. He's all mouth and no trousers.
Get your back into it, boy. You ain't done. Now it's clean enough to eat off.
I guess I'm done.
Get that barrel to the shit pile, and I suppose you is.
All right.
No shortage of shit round here. Comes from hungry hogs and no hands.
Hell, that stinks. Okay, I cleaned up your mess. Go on. Tell me about Calloway.
I said I'd tell you stories. I didn't say they'd be about him.
Don't trifle with me, old man. You knew him. Just give me something, anything.
You making a book, you should make it about me.
They're just words, is all. Give me something to say and I'll leave you alone. You owe me that.
Hey, you be careful. Killer like me, it don't take much to end up on the end of my knife. One time...
You know what? I don't think you were anything at all. Just a crazy old man.
I ain't a killer? Well, you'd already be hog feed. I hadn't made a deal with the Federals, got this far.
This is your last chance, Mr. Granger. Give me a quote for the book.
Hey, you don't hit no man of peace, no government witness.
Calloway said you was full of piss, but he didn't tell me the half of it.
I'm itching to drop you, girlie.
Only you ain't worth my time. I got too much to lose.
Too much to lose? Well, seeing as I cleaned up this pigsty, I figure I'm in my rights to wreck it. Let's see.
You don't want to do that? You walk away right now.
Well, well. All I wanted was a quote.
You don't know who you're trifling with. That's my stick!
Well, you had me dump the pig shit. I think I'm within my rights to scatter it.
You walk away.
A couple of sticks of dynamite in the shit pile ought to do the job.
There you go.
No. No. No! You didn't know!
Oh, yes I did. Oh man, that's nasty.
You just took yourself a regular shit shower, Mr. Granger. Boy, that's real nasty.
You earned yourself a killing. And I'm going to enjoy it now. Draw. It's going to be the last thing you do.
Well, it's going to be the last thing one of us does. Right, let's take this picture for the book. Oh, and his revolver. It's not actually any better than the basic cattleman revolver that you use, but it does have some fancy engravings on it. Get this picture taken so that we can prove we did actually interview him, even though we're probably going to have to make the quota. And since Old Man Granger doesn't have any use for his pigs anymore, I know a number of hungry people back at the camp who probably appreciate some bacon. Once you've killed an animal out in the wild, and pretty much everything that walks, swims or flies is available for slaughter, you're probably going to want to do two things. First, skin it, because the pelts do come in very useful, particularly if you made a clean kill and you can get a perfect pelt. And also bring the carcass itself back, because Pearson will definitely appreciate the extra meat. Small animals like jackrabbits and squirrels, you keep the pelts in your satchel, as well as the carcasses. Medium-sized animals, coyotes, deer, pigs, you can store any number of pelts on the back end of your horse, but only one carcass. Large animals, they're too big for your horse to carry the carcass back, and the pelts are so big you can only store one large animal pelt on the back of your horse as well. And we're talking here creatures like bears, gators, buffalo.
The hero returns.
You can always tell you're close to the camp when you get challenged by whoever happens to be on sentry duty. Tonight, it's Bill's turn. Well, home sweet home. Let's get this carcass unloaded from the back of the horse, hand it into Pearson, and get it in the pot for tomorrow's dinner. Any additional items beyond the meat that you've harvested from your kills can either be donated to Pearson to go straight into the camp funds, or sold in town for profit.
You know, these hides and furs can also be done up into coats and boots and such. Beyond my skills, but there's a trapper that travels around these parts, Canadian feller, Skill Tanner. He can make just about anything. You should drop in on him sometime.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Pearson.
And I don't know about you, but I'm going to call that a good day's work. That is my first proper day in the open world of Red Dead Redemption 2. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, take care.